Okay, today we will be playing at Wood Hollow here in Longview, Texas. Date of round was January 8th, 2021. And the first hole is 300 yards. Goes slightly to the left. Hit a solid drive. Left myself about 55 yards out. Got a sand wedge. Would say I hit it about 75%. So I came up a tad bit short. And I have my 9-iron now. Trying to do a little bump and run. And just tap in for par. Second hole, 489 yards. Slight dog leg to the right. I'm just trying to find the fairway here. So I do find the fairway. Now I have my 4-wood. But there are people approaching the green. I didn't think I would reach them because it's a real cold day. Cold and wet. But I was scared there a bit, thinking I was going to hit them. I did hit it hole high, just missed to the left. So now I'm trying to give myself a good chance for birdie. So here I am about 5 to 6 feet out with my birdie attempt. But I slightly push it. I feel I should have had that one. Alright, so I'm still even par. On to the third hole, par 3, 142. And I have my 7-iron. Just catch it a little bit fat. Now I got a little chip. Just trying to get up and down to save par now. Again, I come up a little bit short, but I do have a chance to save par. This one's a little longer than my last putt, but again, I do push it and end up bogeying. So now I'm currently 1 over par. Okay, on to a par 4 now. This one's 342 yards, but there is water down there. I would say about 290, maybe 300 yards down there. There's water. So I lay off this one a little bit. And as you can see, here's the water, which I nearly found. But lucky for me, it was a wet, cold day. And then this pitch, I just chunk it. So now I have this chip. Again, trying to get up and down to save par. And I just kind of stab at this. End up going to the right. Leaving myself about a little under 15 feet. But I just miss it. And just tap in for bogey now. So now I'm 2 over par. On to the 5th hole. This one normally plays 140, but today it's playing 120. It is into the wind though, and I believe I have my 9-iron. And for some reason today I'm struggling with my alignment, my stance alignment, and I'm also pushing the ball to the right. You'll see that throughout the round. So now again I'm trying to save for par. I do chip that pretty well and end up tapping for par. So that'll break my bogey streak. Now on to hole number 6, par 5, second longest hole on the course. This I do push to the right into some trouble. It's a little ditch over there, mud, water, little bushes. So that drive did end up out of bounds. You can see that red stake right in front of me, but I elected to play it, and I'm just laying up to the fairway. So I'm still nearly 300 yards out. It's uphill. Just have my 4-wood. And I'm just thinking, just don't top this. Just get it down there. And you could definitely see I have a cut in this shot. Left myself about 90 yards. I think I got my gap wedge or pitching wedge. Definitely happy with this shot. So happy I fixed my divot right here. Left myself about a 10-footer. Good strike. I just don't think it was enough pace. So now I'm 3 over par through 6 holes. Stepping up to the 7th hole. 331 yards out. Downhill. Got the wind behind me. And some people walking up to the green. And I almost hit them again. And right here I'm thinking, man, oh man, they're going to be pissed off at me. Lucky for me, I have a very intimidating look and they just kind of went away. Just kidding, they were nice about it. So now I have this chip, leaving myself a chance now for birdie, which I do take advantage of. So now I am 2 over par, on to the 8th hole, 353 yards. Slightly to the right. I play my cut here with my driver and end up in the fairway. Right here I was waiting for the green to clear. Now that they're gone, I grab my 8-iron. It's 125 yards. Uphill. But I do hit this awkwardly. Short and to the left. So now I'm chipping, just trying to save par. And I do get a lucky break and end up making a birdie. Now I'm looking to the right, see if anyone saw that. Then I look to the left, nobody saw it. To the right again, nobody saw it.
Buckets.
So now I'm currently 1 over par, on to the 9th hole, par 3, 140 yards, but today it's playing 125, and I have my 9-iron. Only trouble here is a bunker to the right, and if you go past the green, it does drop off a lot. At the last second, I decided to play a knockdown shot, but I played it too short. Could have done better there. So normally here I would hit my bump and run with my 9-iron, but there is mud on the ball, so I try to use my sand wedge and left myself a pretty long putt for par, but end up making a bogey. So now I'm back to 2 over par through 9. Now on the 10th hole, longest hole on the course, 571 yards. And just trying to get this driver in the fairway. I do pull this shot, but end up in a decent position. So I'm a little over 300 yards out. I cannot go directly towards the pin because of the trees. So I decide to lay up with my 5-iron safely in the fairway now. Definitely a smart shot because I was not going to reach that in one. So now I have my gap wedge. End up chunking it short. Now I got some work to try to save par. Utilizing my sandwich now. And I short myself yet again. There is mud on this ball, so I'm not sure how true it's going to roll. And with that, I make a bogey. 3 over par. Now through 10, heading to the 11th. This is a par 3, 161 yards. I have my 6 iron. And this is just a mishit all over again. And my alignment could have been better there as well. Definitely something I need to work on. But right now I got a chip. Just trying to save par again. A little bit short, but I do have a chance for par. This is one I could have read a little better. Either hit it with more pace or just aim more to my right. So I'll tap that for bogey. And now I am 4 over par through 11. Hole number 12 is a par 4, 352 yards out. Dog leg to the left. There's trees in the way on the tee shot, but there is also water down there. So I thought my safe shot here would be a 4-wood because I thought I would push my driver into the hills on the right hand side, but I end up pulling my 4-wood and find a little bit of trouble in those trees. So now I have to lay up since I can't go at the green. You can see on the left hand side here, I have those 2 trees in my way. So I'm just laying up just to have a wedge into the green now. So now I'm about 100 yards out. I have my gap wedge, could hit my knockdown shot that I like with this club. And I need to hit the green to give myself a chance to save par after that bad tee shot. Which I do find a green. Not close to the hole, but I give myself a chance to save par. Which I miss, and now I have a streak of 4 bogeys in a row. So now I'm sitting at 5 over par, on to the 13th, 118 yards. Play a knockdown pitching wedge, a little too much, and end up on the back side of the green. But I do have a chance for birdie. This one is downhill, breaks to my left, and I believe I had the right line, just did not give it enough pace. But at least I did not bogey. Still at 5 over par, playing the 14th hole, last par 5. 501 yards, and I do slice this a little bit. This ball ended up in some kind of a divot, so I decide to lay up with my 6 iron. It is into the wind, so I play my 6 iron. But I believe I mishit it because I come up short Should have been enough club. And this is where I ended up. With my sand wedge, I do chip it. Again, got some mud on the ball. Cleaned it off and made my par putt. This is the 15th hole, 359 yards. Only trouble here is to the right, past those hills. I landed just left of those hills. That left me about 130 yards. So I go for my 9-iron. And that could be pretty aggressive. I just cannot go super long into the left because there is a fence over there. But I do have a birdie chance. About 15 feet. Breaks from right to left, slightly downhill. And I do find a cup for birdie. And that brings my score to 4 over par. Going on to the 16th hole now. It's a par 4. Goes down to the left. 324 yards. And I slip on this and pull it hard to the left. And this is where I end up, behind a tree. So I have my sand wedge, just trying to go over it. I do short myself. Don't reach the green. So I believe I have my 9-iron, trying to hit a bump and run. And I short myself yet again. And I have this to save for par. But I do not. That was just a bad read. Didn't take my time. So now I'm back to 5 over par. On to the 17th, par 3, 163 yards. And I pushed this shot yet again. Just missed the green. I'm trying to hurry up because there's a couple people behind me. So I just walk up to this with my 9-iron. Just try to hit my trusty bump and run. And I almost sink it. So I do save par. And I am now heading to the 18th hole, 330 yards. Dog leg to the left, uphill. And there is water to the left protecting that pin on the front side. So here you just want to aim right, land in the center of the fairway here, and then attack the green at an angle that takes the water out of play. So now I am 95 yards out. I have gap wedge in hand, and right here is a good example of my bad alignment. My feet are aiming quite a bit to the right, and that is exactly where this shot ends up going. I do end up hole high and have a short chip to get up and down and save par, which I do, and end up with a 75 on this par 70 course for a final round of 5 over par.